going on, Jerome? So Minnesota Vikings drafted JJ McCarthy, number 10 overall, highest drafted quarterback in team history. And he is absolutely the future of the franchise. But the Vikings smartly hedged the bets a little in his rookie season, bringing in, before the draft, slinging Sam Darnold, a 1-year, $10 million deal, be a bit of a buffer, be a bit of a bridge quarterback, so that Kevin O'Connell and company, if the quarterback needs it, could give him a redshirt year to really get him acclimated to the National Football League and such. And also, I mean, Nick Mullins is there too. Well, why not? But if this is a horse race, Paul Allen, PA on the mic, 9 to noon, has called JJ McCarthy a long shot. But as we know, if you've ever been to the track and wagered a jelly bean or two, sometimes long shots come through. Hopefully on the last race of the night as you try to get even. Don't act like you haven't been there. Come on, man. But long story longer, JJ McCarthy putting in work at OTAs. Now, it's very clear that they do have the training wheels on McCarthy, primarily working with the threes as he grows and shows, learns the playbook, works on some footwork and technique, etc. But apparently, some people think that J.J. McCarthy could indeed win this job sooner rather than later. This is from Athlon Sports, our guy Luke Easterling. Rival Scout says Vikings rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy will be starting by September. Now, by rival, do they mean the Packers? Do they mean the Lions? Lions aren't really rivals. Do they mean history? History is the biggest rival for the Vikings. Or do they mean the goddamn Jets? The dumbest rivalry in sports history. I don't know. But Rival Scout says blah, 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 blah. Will be starting by September. One Rival Scout expects the Vikings' first-round pick to take the reins from veteran Sam Darnold sooner than later. That's what Luke wrote. Quote, maneuvering for Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy, this is from the Scout, gives the Vikings their quarterback of the future after Kirk Cousins left in free agency. People get so mad when we say Kurt. And they act like it's not going to make us say Kurt more. In free agency to join the Falcons. One Rival Scout told Athlon Sports for this year's NFL Preview magazine, on sale at newsstands now. They still sell physical magazines? It's kind of awesome. McCarthy is a true winner with a live arm. He's got a hose for an arm, and plus mobility. Whether he's ready to start the opener is up in the air, but Sam Darnold can hold down the fort until McCarthy is ready for from the impression he's made at every stage of the draft process. I think McCarthy will be starting by September. Now, September is interesting because, there's only 4 games in September. All right, so if you're saying that McCarthy isn't going to start the year, but he's going to be taking the reins within the first 4 games, the first stanza of the season. I actually missed the 16-game season because you could easily divide the season into quarters. Now you're like, hey, game 8.5, the midway part of the season. So basically, Sam Darnold would have to be just good enough to win the job. And knocking on all the wood, absent an alien abduction, he's just very poopy. And then they're just like, hey, McCarthy, get in there. And McCarthy, even though he comes off as like the aw shucks, boy next door sort of deal, he is an alpha. He is a competitor. He is an assassin. He's won wherever he's gone. And I love that he puts aside the ego. Because at Michigan, he did not put up the gaudy stats that some of the other quarterbacks did, and he easily could have transferred out and probably got a ton of NIL money to go somewhere else where he didn't have to be just the game manager because Michigan was so good at running the ball as well as, that's what Jim Harbaugh wants to do. But that's what really stood out about McCarthy is that he's got all the traits that Kevin O'Connell wants. He's run a pro-style system. He's been coached hard by Harbaugh and company as well as he's very mumuch experienced under center, play action, and all the concepts that O'Connell's going to need him to do in his offense. People make a big to-do. Well, you didn't have a 3,000-yard season, and blah, 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 blah. He takes care of the football. He makes plays when needed, especially in money situations, on third down, in the red zone, etc. And a lot of people poo-poo him. It's like, well, he only had 18 passes in the national title game, just completely ignoring that Michigan's offensive line schwacked Washington. And the running game, Michigan ran for 303 yards. They were averaging 8 yards per carry. But you want JJ McCarthy, who had free reign to change plays at the line of scrimmage. You just want him as like, hey, I'm not getting my numbers on this national stage. And I understand we're running it right down the throat of Washington, and Corum and company are just going crazy. But we're going to change it to a pass so I can put up my numbers so I can look good to the couch scouts. Please get out of here. And also, it's really convenient that they completely ignore the fact that in the semifinal game against Nick Saban, who's a defensive genius in his final game as the Alabama head coach, against a defense laden with NFL talent. Of course, Diamond, Dallas Turner, and McCarthy had that famous play, but also Terrion Arnold and company in that secondary. Just ignoring the fact that he went 17-27 for 221 and 3 touchdowns, 91.9 QBR out of 100. Yeah, people just ignore that. It's like, we just focus on things that suit our narrative, even though that's easily explainable. It's kind of ridiculous, man. But yes, McCarthy is just an absolute assassin, man. But putting in the work, hopefully he doesn't hold out. I doubt it. I doubt it. It's like it's a good story the week before rookies report, but I doubt it. But competitive dude, and you know for a fact, like, he wants to be out there. Like, he wants to be out there on the field. He's been bugging the hell out of Kevin O'Connell, Josh McCown and company, just trying to get some more knowledge, just trying to get better every single day. And it's a cliche, but it is true. And that's the whole thing about McCarthy, is that he's a worker. And you're never going to have to worry about, hey, if he doesn't work out, it's because he didn't put in the work. That's not going to be the case. That will never be the case. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. Now I'm of two minds. You know, part of me is, hey, rookie, sink or swim, or protect him as long as you can. Get him on the field when he's 100% ready to go. But also, I see the upside of Sam Darnold. I think that he could be a little something here with O'Connell and his guy Josh McCown, as well as all the weapons here with the Vikings. But at a certain point, it's just like, hey, McCarthy is the future. That's what it comes down to. And take his lumps and just go get after things, whatever. And I sort of go back and forth. I see both sides of the coin, but hell, this could be a spot where JJ McCarthy is just so damn impressive in camp and preseason that you just can't keep him off the field. And frankly, that would be another good problem to have. Just like Sam Darnold being good and McCarthy being able to sit would also be a good problem to have. But your thoughts are thoughts. Rival Scout believes that JJ McCarthy will be starting by September. Do you remember? 21st day. September. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.